Okay.
All right, man. It's time for some action. Starting with the fucking NFL.
Oh, we're gonna start that way, eh?
Yeah, you wanna
okay,
do that
okay.
shit, son?
Can we please?
Can we please?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? What with me?
Yeah.
What with the concussions?
Yeah.
You see, man.
Y'all are missing out if you're not on our Facebook group because
I was talking about RG3 scrambling. Well, what happened was I left a comment on our Facebook group page, okay, about this week in NFL, and I said 3 fucking concussions this week, okay? You got Alex Smith, Jay Cutler, and Mike Vick, okay? And that's just 3 of many that has happened during the football season, okay? Mike Vick, I can't even remember how he got his.
he's dead.
He's dead, pretty much. Alex Smith got his what? Doing what? He was
getting hit.
And
I mean,
then Jay Cutler was just releasing the ball and got hit.
Yeah,
but all of them on regular, normal football plays. And the thing that I find so irritating is the moment that RG3 scrambles to try to get a first down.
The moment he what?
Well, look, when I put scrambles, but when I put it on this is why it's so funny. When I put it on the Facebook group page, autocorrect fucked me in my ass, and it put, what did it put?
Scrabbles.
So, of course, no one else picks up on it except yours truly, and he says, what did you comment on it? George starts making funny, like, because I said it says RG3 scrabbled, and so you started saying,
right. So I said, so you want him just to stop in the middle of the game and break out a board and play Scrabble? I think he should play Words with Friends because he'd be able to do it on his phone while still being mobile and lessen his chance of getting hit.
And then I corrected George and told him that I didn't say Scrabble. I said Scrapple, which is a awesome cuisine, a breakfast Southern cuisine to be exact. But anyway, the point I was getting at is that, you know what? It is fucking football, and when you go out into you step your foot onto the field, there's a chance that you're going to get fucked up if you're a fucking professional quarterback in this league right now. The game is fast. Guys hit hard, and you know what? Quarterbacks are targets, you know, and it's not every time RG3 does anything that any of these other quarterbacks do every time they play a game, people are like, oh, the Shanahans are crazy. Oh, he's going to shorten his career. It's just part of the game.
Now, on a lighter note, because I didn't pay attention to one thing Kevin said because I was too busy getting onto our Facebook group so I could reiterate what Kevin attempted to say. And first, I want to Brian Scram, you suck.
Mike, Brian's my boy, shorty. Why? Because he agreed. What did he say?
I'll explain in a second.
Brian, I hope you're watching this shit, shorty.
Brian Scam.
Brian Schramm.
Him, you suck.
Right.
Mike Calaburri with an I, not a Y.
Mike Ciaburri. Mike, he's a big Patriots fan. He's another one of my boys.
Guess what? You suck. And Brian Big Brian, who came to your house, yeah, you suck too. And the reason why all 3 of you assholes suck, because not one of you caught Kevin's mistake.
They probably caught it, George, and realized that it was fucking autocorrect. But you saying they didn't capitalize on it.
Yes. Look, when one of us lobs something up toward the basket and you guys don't slam it home, what's wrong with you? Because look,
you guys are kind of
You know what I find funny? 3 more quarterbacks went out with concussions this week just playing the game. However, if RG3 scrabbles, like, how do you let that go? How do you overlook that? You're so just in a hurry. I gotta type, gotta click like, gotta click type, click like. No!
Oh my God, that poor Mike.
You break Kevin's balls anytime you get a chance.
Break his balls.
So I'm disappointed. What I'm not disappointed in is to see Nick Foles will be starting next week.
Did you see the bing? Yeah, you guys.
I'm excited to see him start versus the Redskins. Because
really?
Yes. Why would I not be?
Yeah, because you know
he threw for 249 yards.
And yeah, he's going against the Redskins secondary. Yeah.
I don't give a shit who he's going against. Yeah. When's the last time Vick broke 200 yards?
I don't know.
And I'm not talking about complete yardage. I mean,
okay, let me ask you
this question. There was a play where Foles rolled out to his right, and he threw a fucking dart in that kind of to Mac. Yeah, no, I'm not mad.
And he threw a dart to what? One of the Giants' corners?
No, he only threw 1 pick.
But let me ask you this: who you think's going to go first?
I prefer if you ask me this, but okay.
Okay, who you think's going to? I'm going to ask you a question. Who do you think's going to go first? Vick, and this is
they're a package deal. They're both going to get fired.
Who do you think? Do you think they go as a package? Do you think Vick goes first or Andy Reid goes first? We want to know on the comment board. Now,
I tell you what: if Vick doesn't come back this season, this is Andy Reid trying to save his job.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you. Look, I've said it at the beginning of the season. It's something I agreed with. Fucking.
Andy Reid needs to retire.
Yes. No, not retire. No. He can go coach San Diego and kick Norv out. North sucks. North Turner sucks. You want to talk about an underperforming fucking coach?
He lost it. I wouldn't say that. Would you say that to North's face? Because he might fuck you up, man.
Oh, crater face?
Yeah, he might.
Looked like he got in a fight with a fucking bag of rocks.
Now, Dallas obviously got the win against Philadelphia.
Dallas.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck 'em.
Obviously, the best team right now in the NFL, I think,
Texans.
is the Texans. The Houston Texans look good. I mean, they did what they had to do in Chicago.
In
Obviously,
the rain.
Atlanta called an L. In the rain. Yeah, fuck that one up. See what I mean? He don't let anything slide, guys. I mean, I don't know, you know.
Neither do you.
I know.
In the rain.
In the rain, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Fuck that shit. But New Orleans.
Jace.
What do you think about
They're
this team?
4-5. They got a long way to go.
They're 4-5, but they're 4-5 in NFC.
The only team I want to talk about in the NFC, there's two teams. One, Minnesota, because my homeboy is a man. He rushed for $171. Number two, the Seattle.
Purple Jesus?
Yes, and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, they're playing on strong.
Jesus Christ.
Because Marshawn Lynch is doing the same thing.
Thugging and bugging. That's what
Yeah.
he's doing.
What's he doing?
Thugging and bugging. He looks like a straight criminal. Let anyone tell me different. If that
Come on, I'm just saying, man. Anyway, that's I mean, there wasn't much more.
No. Here's what I want to find out.
Okay.
What do all you Jets fans like? I know my team's fucked up, and the Eagles have issues and a long way to go. But god damn, I don't think there's a team more underperforming this season than the Jets. They have to be the most underperforming team in all of the NFL.
Yeah, I'd have to say yeah. The
It
Jets
has
are,
to be.
They
are bad on
Yeah.
both sides of the ball.
I think you have to say. I think the Eagles are right there with them too, and so are the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people expected more from the Eagles and the Cowboys than they're showing. I don't think a lot of people expect
3-6.
They're like the Skins. Yeah.
Skins would beat the Jets, dude. The
And I'm going
Jets
to
are
tell you
so
what.
bad.
This is honestly what I think. I don't know.
Do you know?
that-
Do you know the Kansas City Chiefs have not led a game for 1 second this entire season?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Not one
And they're
second.
not going to lose one. I mean, what?
They're not gonna lose
I
one?
mean, they're not going to lead one tonight either. In Pittsburgh, it never fucking rain.
How funny would it be if they win this game?
If Jamal,
That ain't gonna happen.
you know that name, Jamal. He might go for us. I'm just saying.
I
you
would.
know?
Dawn, Bobby. Ooh.
Bobby's at the fucking game.
Well, he'll be loaded.
Anyway, let's roll on to college fucking football, okay?
Yeah.
That is why, if you know, a few years back, a good friend of mine sent me this lovely shirt, okay, when Bama won the championship. But I put it on George, and we're obviously, you know, George is a diehard LSU fan. I am so sick of seeing any team in the SEC go to championship. So we're not wearing because we had to. We'd be wearing it to celebrate Bama's loss. Because now there's a chance that there might not be an SEC team in the national championship, which would be great because I would love to see Kansas State versus Oregon or Oregon versus Notre Dame or Notre Dame versus Kansas State. Something fucking different.
Well, Oregon, the Oregon is number one.
Huh? The Oregon, yeah. OU. Anyway,
They jumped over Kansas State because Kansas State, I guess, it fell back to 3, and Notre Dame.
Well, in the BCS?
Yeah.
I think Kansas State is number one in the BCS. I think you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Famous words of a black rapper from L.A.
Yeah, okay, Kansas State's one. I thought Oregon was one. So
No,
K-State's
K-State's one, and Oregon's two, and then you got Notre Dame. But okay, what do you think the probability?
The AP poll has Oregon at 1.
Yeah, they do.
By a landslide, 45
and actually,
14.
I think the other poll has them too. I think it's the Harris and the computers that has Kansas State ahead. But whatever the case, it doesn't.
No,
fucking
Harris doesn't either. Oh, again, Oregon by a landslide, 90-23.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Harris has Oregon ahead.
No, you didn't say that though. You said Harris in the AP poll has Kansas State.
No, BCS has Kansas State, but all the other polls have
Harris or Oregon?
Away. The computers have.
Anyway, Oregon's number 1. That's
Yeah.
what we're looking at.
Yes.
And I think Kevin and I both agree. Oregon's.
No, Kansas State, because you got to go by the BCS. It's the BCS.
I don't go by the BCS because the BCS is bullshit.
Yeah, but the bottom
Bullshit
line is
championships.
you got to go by what they're going to play.
Look,
That's not going to
Are
determine.
you trying to tell me what I need to do?
No,
I don't do well with that. I don't
trying
do
to,
well
I'm
with
not
that.
telling
I really
you what
don't.
you do. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. George can try to say what you want in your little George world, but let me tell you something. That's just not going to matter because the BCS is where the national championship. They can be fucking. You know what? Oregon can be number 1, and I like Oregon. They can be number 1 in fucking every poll. They can be number 1 the George Bedford poll, the George Bedford Mama's poll, the George Bedford Uncle's Mama's poll. But you know what? If the motherfuckers aren't number 1 in the BCS poll, no bueno.
All they got to be is number 2.
Yeah, you got me there. I'll shut the fuck up.
Anyway, what we're getting at is right now you got K-State and Oregon lined up
K-State.
1-2. K-State, obviously, in my opinion, has the easiest road to the end. They don't have to
I
play.
think they're going to run the table.
Yeah,
don't you?
they don't have to play. And what I mean by that is they don't have to play a championship game. Where Oregon,
I mean,
they're getting ready to play. Is it Stanford?
they got to play Stanford. Then they got to play Oregon State, which is the in-state rivalry.
And
I think in
then
Oregon State, and then they got to
They
play.
either
whoever.
play UCLA or USC.
I'm going to tell you what right now. This is what I'm going to say. And guys, I'm going to tell you what. Remember I said this a couple weeks ago, George. If you guys follow our show very diligently,
Doubt it.
George said, I said UCLA is ranked, and George goes, "Nah, nigga,
I didn't say that.
nah, ninja."
Might have said that.
Okay, and I said, "No, George, I think they're ranked." And you go, because George and his iPad get it on, so he got on the iPad. He's like, "Oh shit," right? Now, UCLA is actually ranked higher than USC. You can get on the iPad and check again, but UCLA to me,
By 2.
yep.
USC right now was 19th as of last week, and then UCLA is 17th.
Now, that's where it could get squirrely. I think.
Not if USC wins. There's no squirrels to it.
Well, I think
The winner of that's going to play Oregon.
right. I think if UCLA, if they have to play UCLA, are they on the side? On the UCLA and USC on the same side?
That's why I said the winner of that game is going
Right.
to play Oregon in the title game.
If UCLA has to play Oregon, I think that could be kind of squirrely.
Let me help you out. Nay.
You think they're gonna-
Not going to happen. Them Bamas are averaging over 50 points a game, and they're scoring in under 2 minutes. I don't give a fuck who you is. You ain't fucking with that.
You know what's
ain't
funny?
going to happen. Not this year.
Not going to
No.
happen, Cap. You think they're going to win the national
Yes.
championship?
I don't give a fuck who they play.
Because you know why?
They can play Notre Dame and touchdown
You know-
Jesus. They can play the Purple Cats out of Mizzou. I don't give a fuck. They're beating everybody.
Do you know what the funny thing about this is? We just sat there and I just sat there and preached. You know what? I don't want to see an SEC team in the national championship. But the only type of team that can beat Oregon is an SEC team.
because they're just as fast.
Yeah, they're just
And
as fast,
If you
and
don't
they
want to
got-
believe
they
that, look what LSU did to Oregon last year.
Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you what. People were really like, I don't know if everybody's sleeping on Kansas State, but Kansas State has had.
That kid
Do you
Klein's a beast.
know what a lot of people, not me, but a lot of analysts think that the Big 12 was the toughest division in college football.
Yeah, it's ranked that way. I don't agree. I never will know.
I mean, you gotta look at the schools in the top 15 in the BCS. But I mean, but
I'm gonna tell you what.
you know who's a fast school? What's another fast school that's in the Big 12?
Georgia,
In the Big 12,
Vanderbilt, Florida.
fast team, George, in the Big 12. Fast, puts up points like shit.
Kansas State,
Besides, no, not Kansas State.
Oklahoma,
No,
Oklahoma State,
nope.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. And you saw how Kansas State slowed them Bamas down.
It would be fun to watch West Virginia and Oregon play because the score would be 108-100.
Yeah, it would. And you know what? That shit would be just like watching the Los Angeles Lakers play. We're going to roll right into
But
basketball.
hold on. You know what the difference between West Virginia and Oregon is?
What?
The players.
Yeah.
The players at Oregon are a little bit better than the players at West Virginia, who have just lost 4 in a row and now are out of the top 25, and they deserve it.
Yeah.
And while we're on to rolling on to things, I'm all for rolling on to the NBA,
The NBA, 'cause
because
we're-
I'm just going to stop talking because this is going to be the Kevin White minutes, because I'm sure you're either A, you're really behind this, which in me not being a Lakers fan, and everyone's like, oh man, the Lakers fucked up. The Lakers fucked up. Here's my thing. I personally don't think they did. And the reason I say that is because you have one of the best point guards in the world at running the pick and roll, and you want to take a guess at what they're going to do when D'Antoni shows up? Steve Nash, Steve Blake, Kevin's mom, and my grandma are all going to stand at the top of the key. Dwight Howard and Paul Gasol are going to stand up there, and they're going to set picks to either side. The point guard's going to decide which way to go. They're going to go, and then one of them big 7-foot motherfuckers is going to roll to the basket.
Right.
Then you know what Steve Nash is going to do?
Yeah.
And then if they do collapse to the basket and they try to collapse the man in from the corner who's on Kobe, he's going to throw it that way, and Kobe's going to knock the shot down. Me, personally, I don't see a problem with hiring a coach who makes a full commitment, i.e. doesn't have travel restrictions.
Right.
When I read that, I was like, no.
But, George, it's being a Lakers fan and keeping up with everything. There's a few things. First of all, it has nothing to do. It's Jim Buss, not Jerry. Jerry's the old man, everybody. Jim Buss is Jerry Buss's son, who is the Daniel Snyder of the Los Angeles Lakers. And remember I said that. Because, see, the thing is right now, the Los Angeles Lakers, and everybody don't understand this. They're like, oh, they fired Mike Brown. In LA, you have to fucking, if somebody doesn't perform, because they don't have a football team. It's all basketball. Everybody's, right now in Los Angeles, this is the only fucking sport that's going on. There's no LA Kings right now. There's no hockey. There's no football team. The Dodgers are fucking sitting in their house fucking clicking their remotes. The Los Angeles Lakers is the only sporting thing they have going on right now.
That's not true. There's another team in LA that could be better
the
than
Clippers.
them.
Yeah, the Clippers are good. But if you're the franchise and you're the owner, you don't want the Clippers getting your fucking time. You know what I'm saying? You wanna say,
no
hey,
shit.
you know what? We're LA's team. You know what I mean?
The Clippers.
Come on, man. But anyway, the problem with what George just said is this. When you do the pick and roll and Steve said, now you got Pau Gasol taking up room. He's cramming underneath it. You got another 7-footer sitting up there. It only works with two people. It works with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard.
Okay.
So another thing is the Los Angeles Lakers, as much as I love them, are the slowest team in the NBA. So if you got some motherfuckers in their 30s running up and down the court, that shit's not going on too long. Another problem with the Los Angeles Lakers, they have no outside shooting, none.
Kobe.
So Kobe, that's it. They don't have anybody else can't shoot.
Steve Blake, lighting it up from 3.
No bench, no depth. If they get tired,
Yeah,
but
here's the thing: everything you just said, Phil Jackson still got to deal with the same shit.
Yeah, but
no bench, no depth, no outside shooting.
But the triangle runs. He's got a defensive mind. Dan Antonio doesn't give a fuck about that. I mean,
no.
he's like, fuck it.
Yeah,
it's
he
just
wants to get up and down the court and play track meet.
So I forgot who it was. It might have been Stephen A. Smith on ESPN said his you know what his defense is? More offense.
Exactly.
Right. It's like we got to just outscore him. That's not going to fucking happen. I mean, I just the problem is this, and I don't care what anybody says. The reason Phil Jackson is not coaching the Lakers is because of Jim Buss's fucking attitude. He's like a fucking Dan Snyder, dude. I'm telling you. That is the fucking reason. And it's not the smart. Dude, you're going to go for a guy who had a winning percentage 536. 536. The Lakers haven't hired anybody that's had a winning percentage of 536 since like fucking I was wearing a Jesus Christ starter jacket.
What are you going to do if he comes in? They automatically start winning.
Right now they're winning. You know why? Because Bernie Bickerstaff is coaching him. He's just letting them ball, and they will.
And what do you think D'Antoni's going to do the same thing?
Right, I know.
It's seriously for anyone who's ever been to gym class. This is what it's going to look like. This is what practice at the Lakers is going to look like.
Run up to the court, motherfucker.
They're all going to show up, getting out of their $100,000 plus cars. D'Antoni's going to take 7 basketballs, roll them onto the court, and be like, "You guys play amongst yourselves for an hour. I'll be back."
Yeah,
but that's literally what his practice is going to look like.
And that's what Bickerstaff is doing right now because now they're not thinking, "What do I have to do?" When they were trying to run the Princeton offense, and you saw. The last 2 games, they've just
old school
blown
basketball. How hard? Like, I'm sorry, but I mean, look, this is coming.
You know, you're right. I can't. I get emotional about this shit. Like
I know.
You're right, but the problem is that the Lakers are going to be exciting. You're going to see me going, "Oh my God, George, I'm going to be so excited." But the problem is when they have to play a team like the Thunder, who can get up and down the court and they're fast, or they have to play the fucking Heat, who has depth. They got to have defense, dude. Defense wins championships. Even in basketball. Okay, go ahead.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I've never played basketball in any kind of organized capacity at all. But to me, it's got to be one of the most simplest sports to play, learn, and to continue to play.
Right.
The shit's not complicated. It's real easy. I got 5 guys. You got your 5 guys. I need to put the ball in that hoop more than you put the ball in that hoop. Kobe didn't start playing yesterday. Steve Nash has played for a long time. So's Dwight Howard. I would think that they'd be able to adjust their game accordingly to who they're going to play.
I hope.
So I would think that, hey, look, we have to go play OKC. That means in our offensive sets, we should probably slow it down a little bit because we're not going to be able to get back on transition D if we missed a shot. So that means, Gasol, you go down on one corner. I know you don't like the post up, but this game we're going to need you in the post. Howard, you go fucking punish Ibaka. Get the ball, turn around and elbow that gigantic mongoloid every fucking time and put him in the 3rd row because they have no depth either.
You're right. But
OKC has zippy on depth.
This is what, remember I told you guys that. Don't be surprised if Pau Gasol gets traded.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Pau Gasol gets traded and they go for some outside shooters because they can get a lot of good players for Pau Gasol. Don't be surprised if it happens. Another thing is, and this is one
they better trade him out of the West.
Yeah. Well, this is another thing I want to ask you, right? You're a Heat fan, right?
Yeah.
You love the Heat, right? Now, this is a very simple question. The finals. LA goes to the finals. Would you want to see Phil Jackson coaching?
I don't. In all honesty, and no, I'm going to be 100%. It doesn't fucking matter.
It really doesn't.
And this is, you can fucking write this down, do whatever you want. If LeBron James comes into this year's playoffs with the same mentality that he had last year, I don't give a fuck who's coaching or who's playing. I don't care.
Right.
That dude is the most determined athlete I've ever seen in my life.
But he can't do it all by himself.
I understand that. But he's got better players around him, in my opinion, who are right now playing better as a unit than anyone in the West.
Right.
Any team in the West.
Oh, the Heat's the best team in basketball.
That's today.
Right?
I mean, and it's a long season. They play 82 games for a reason.
Right.
And everyone's got to remember, again, the Heat, their first season with their big three, they made it to the NBA Finals. That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's unrealistic. I think it's unrealistic, but unfortunately, it's the Lakers. We're not talking about, like, Portland Trailblazers.
See, my thing is this. When you have a coach that is proven and he's a good leader, okay, but just let me finish. And he's saying certain things to your players, and he knows, and he's the Zen master, and he knows how to manipulate them players and get in their fucking heads. Then you got somebody, then you have a team that's like the Celtics that took you guys that didn't have even near the talent that he did and took you guys to 7 games. And all of a sudden, if you're meeting that team with that roster, with the defense, that you've got 3 players that know the triangle, and now all the players are playing it. Obviously, Steve Nash is not going to be as effective in the triangle, but to me, that gives you better chances.
My only problem, and
I hope they fucking win the championship.
Put it this way: I'd rather see D'Antoni than Jackson. To be honest, yeah. I mean, there's no one out there.
And I think everybody is saying
right. But my thing is with Phil Jackson, I've never liked how sometimes he uses the media to go after his players. It just really bothers me.
I love that.
I hate that. It's such a douchey thing to do. Motherfucker, you're 80 years old. Just say it to his face.
But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to humiliate him. He wants to fuck with him.
Yeah,
that's why he's got 11 rings. I mean, he's like this. He's like, you know what? I can say this behind this, but it's not going to get to him because now everybody's hearing about it. He makes him fucking step up again. That's what I like about it. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. We'll catch you guys, next week? Rock Bed, iPhone, and Galaxy S3 carrying case. Go check it out. Blaze it. Boop.
Next
you can
week,
get one for free.
Next week. Oh shit! No, we're actually gonna we're getting the band back together because Jimmy's off his animal fucking thing.
Yeah, he's.
Seriously, no. There's somebody on the Facebook group asked where Jimmy went. As he went to Alaska to go on that animal expedition. Remember when he told you? Yeah.
He's back in town now. Though.
Right. So Saturday at 1:50. Well, you won't see him. You'll get. Unfortunately, you get to hear his voice.
Yeah.
You
guys can do whatever you want to his voice. We're out.
Bye.